90% of clients will ask about either health, relationship or career life, and to be able to predict anything we need to use 3 charts. Main one, Navamsha, and the Varga, which is additional chart depending on what you want to see. If it's career, Dashamsa, relationship, Navamsha, and for health we are using the Trimshamsa. In this video we'll see how the removal of a gallbladder related to these stones is reflected in astrology. We will be going through Adhisthana, which is the place of disease, therapy or removal. We'll be going through the timing and the confirmation using this special chart Trimshamsa. So without the Navamsha and Trimshamsa, whatever you are seeing in the chart, both as a static yogas as well as the timing, it's not possible to predict without consulting the Navamsha and Trimshamsa. So you have to decide either for simple or specific, because unfortunately they are not going hand in hand, and those people who are promising that are probably misleading you. Before we start, let's get exposed to a few facts about the gallstones. I will just read them. So the gallstones are primarily composed of cholesterol and bilirubin. They can cause intense pain in the upper abdomen known as biliary colic, especially after consuming the fatty foods. Risk factors for developing the gallstones include obesity, high-fat diet, rapid weight loss, and certain medical conditions. Laparoscopic cholecystectomy is a minimally invasive surgical procedure commonly used to remove the gallbladder. After the gallbladder is removed, most people can lead a normal life, but they may need to make dietary adjustment to manage fat digestion. And after gallbladder removal, bile flows directly from the liver into the small intestine, bypassing the gallbladder. So that is what we need to know to have general orientation what we are looking for. First, we need to see the Adhisthana. Per the Ayurveda, this is the place of the disease. And the methodology given by the rishis is very interesting because it is like in 2 dimensions. First, we are seeing which part of the body. So it's like 1 dimension. Is it feet? Is it head? Is it the stomach area? So for the gallbladder, we need to use the 5th house, because first will be head, second will be face, the third is connected to the thyroid, 4th house is chest, the heart, this area, and 5th we are going to the liver, to the stomach, and also gallbladder. And then to get more clarity, we are using the layers, which in Ayurveda is called dhatu. So is it the skin? Is it maybe the blood? Is it the muscle? Is it the bone? Or is it related to the earthy element? Is it related to the watery element? And this is the another dimension. So if we connect the 2, then we can locate the exact organs, which may be the source of disease. Now, how to allocate this using astrology? We need to use 6th and 8th, because these houses are showing the disease, and as usual the house will show the attitude. But what's going on? We need to see the lords, so the lords will especially show the disease. And for 8th lord we are usually using the sign. For the 6th lord we are using the house placement to estimate where is the disease, where is the weak part of the body which will create some problem for us. Now, 2 more things. First is that when the Trika lord, like 3rd, 6th or 11 is connected, and the 8th lord is the benefic, then it may switch from sign to the house. So instead sign is showing the disease, the house will show it. Let's look at this example. Here we have Scorpio Lagna, 8th lord is Mercury. Mercury is in the Pisces. So normally it will show either nose, and this is now the second point. From 9th to 12th, this is either from the legs to the feet, but also these houses may show the Jnana Indriya, which are the senses which are used to get the information from the world. We have 5 of them, and usually this is the sight, ears, nose. So Jnana Indriya and Karma Indriya, the senses to gather information, and this is the Jnana Indriya. Nose is to get the smell. We have the skin to touch, which is in the 1st, 9th, and so on. For this, the Pisces can show both feet and the nose. So the 12th house is related to those 2. So this also you need to take into the account. But 8th lord is in the Pisces. So normally it can show the feet area of life or nose. And in fact, the person has also some troubles with the nose area. But because, as we said, if the 3rd, 6th, 11th are involved, this identification of disease can switch from sign to the house. So Mercury here is also 11th lord, and therefore 5th house will show the disease. And 5th house is here, as we said, it's the gallbladder area. And the switch is happening when the planet is benefic. So 8th lord is benefic, and it's also 11th lord, so it can switch from sign to house, and therefore it's the gallbladder area. Is it a little bit complicated? If you have any question to this, I hope it's clear, but if you have any question, then please let me know in the comments. I will gladly explain this more. Now, the planet itself will show, as usual, the planet is the substance, right? We said the planet is the substance, the houses are the different direction from which direction the karma is come to us to experience. So Mercury is related to the stones. If Mercury is afflicted, then there are problems related to the stones. There is one option, there could be others, like for example Mercury also may show this hormonal problems, overweight and other hormonal things. Also remember that for the 6 or 8 give a trouble to us, they must be also afflicted, right? So there must be afflicted by malefics, either with conjunction or aspect or papakartari. Papakartari is when the malefics are in the 2nd and 12th. Okay, so I think that we got the adhisthana, we got the organ, right? We said 5th house and Mercury, so something in region of stomach related to the stones, right? It cannot be kidney stones because that would be 6th. So this is way to differentiate between these two types of similar problem, but different areas, different region. Kidney are already in that 6th house after this 5th house. The next question, which dasha to use? For this, we are using the Moon Vimshotri. For this chart, Moon is in the 3rd house, so we could use something called Utpana Vimshotri. Utpana is a type of variation. So there are some people who are not following the standard biorhythm of society. This is when the moon is in the 3rd or 11th, 8 or 12, or 2nd and 6th. Then you are special. And because of you are special, you demand a special treatment. And we are predicting what you are doing with the special dasha. But not for health. For health, we will be still using the Moon Vimshotri. Next question, which houses will be useful to time the disease? And it's not so easy because you may think, oh, we've already located the disease, right? So let's just use these planets connected to this and we are fine, right? It's not always so easy, and therefore there are some standard placements which are quite reliable when it comes to timing the disease. And this will be in the Navamsha 8 and 12, and additionally 4th from the moon. So you can really depend on this, and I'm using that in all of my readings. Very rarely there will be some disease which will somehow omit these 3 points. The 12th house is very important because the 12th house means that disease went to such extent that it needs some specialist treatment. You need to go to the dedicated place for this, hospital or some other type of place where you will be treated by the experts. Maybe something will be removed, maybe something will be changed in your body. So 8th house is transformation, and if that cannot be done by the medication, cannot be transformed by its own, then it goes to the 12th house. And then you are going to the hospital or you are doing some specialist therapy. So this is the 12th house. 4th from moon in the Navamsha is very much related to health. We say that this is the place where the Yama, the god of death, wants to kill you, and the Devi is protecting you there. And on the practical level, it shows the time when the person is going through some kind of health challenges. So keeping these two in mind, using the general Moon Vimshotri, now in a week time the person still will be in the dasha of Saturn Venus. So that is the time we are using the main period Saturn and Antardasha of Venus. And what we see, Saturn is 4th from the moon in the Navamsha. There is only one planet there. We can also take the Lord sometimes. So just to give you that alternative. If you will ask, oh, I had a hospital visit in this and this Dasha, and this is not in 4th from the moon. It can be also the Lord, right? So just giving you now all options. Venus is a 12th Lord, both in Navamsha and Rashi. Saturn, Venus. If you see in the main chart, in the Rashi, Venus is also in 4th from the moon. So this is also interesting. If you are a little bit more advanced, the simplicity level going down a little bit, but specific level is going up. You can be more clear about what you are looking in the chart. The principle of Anubhava. We already discussed this on this channel. You are counting from Mahadasha to the Antardasha and then the same level from the Antardasha. You can do that also in Navamsha and Varga charts. If we do that in the Navamsha, from Saturn in 2nd to Venus in 6th, if we count the same distance and then distance from the ladder point, we will end up in the Mercury in the 10th. And Mercury is in the 8th Lord also. Interestingly, it's also in Leo, which is also showing that area of the stomach. So 8th Lord, Saturn in 4th from the moon, and the Venus 12th Lord in Navamsha. It cannot be more clear. To its negative event, everything is working as expected. The karmic order is maintained. Now let's go to the meat of this video, even if you are a vegan. Let's open the Trimshamsa chart. But not the regular, not the Parashara, but the Venkatesha Trimshamsa. There will be some V abbreviation. It's D30 chart with some V abbreviation. And it's accessible to you. Just go to Devaguru, Jagannath Hora, or Shri Jyotish Star, ever Vedic Astrology software, which is using the calculation from our school, then this chart will be there. And again, we are sacrificing the simplicity for the details and clarity. Venkatesha Trimshamsa, it is changing every degree. So you need to have rectified Navamsha and Dashamsa first. Here the person is doing the engineering work and the birth was not easy. So we have Mars in the Navamsha Lagna. Mars is for engineering. The marriage and also the childbirth, all is showing the Scorpio Navamsha is fine. In the Dashamsa, we have Venus and Ketu in the 6th house and persons working as an IT engineer. We have this Venus and Ketu. This is in Marshall sign. And person moved abroad and started working abroad in the Rahu Antardasha. We have Rahu in the 12th house. So you need to rectify Navamsha and Dashamsa. This will give you either 2 or 3 options. Because one Dashamsa is having 3 degrees and Trimshamsa is 1 degree. So within each Dashamsa, you will have 3 Trimshamsa options, alternatives. But if someone is asking about health, it's worth to rectify this because it can give you a lot of information about the health environment, which can be medicine, disease, doctors, therapy, and so on. So you are opening the new world for the health prognostication with that new chart. A person is in Saturn, Venus. We have 2 options here for this match of Navamsha and Dashamsa. It can be either Sagittarius or Capricorn. There are no other options if we take the Navamsha in Scorpio and Dashamsa in Scorpio. Among these 2, we are taking the Sagittarius because Saturn will be in the 12th, Venus in 6th. So if we know that the surgery will be in that time, or we can take some past surgeries and we can somehow rectify this chart. Also taking into account that 12th house is the therapy, 12th house is about surgeries. And again we have Mercury, which is showing the stones, with the Mars and Ketu, which is showing the removal or transplantation. Remember, in the Jataka Parijata, the Vedic text, it's saying that for transplantation or removal, the yoga for this is Mars and Ketu. I think that I omit this important detail that in the Rashi chart of this person, this Mercury, which is showing the disease, 8th Lord, right? We were talking about that in the beginning, is snatched between Mars and Ketu. Mars is in the 4th, Ketu is in the 6th. So the planet Mercury, 8th Lord, showing the disease, is between Mars and Ketu, and therefore this papakartari situation, when you are surrounded by these 2 malefics, Mars and Ketu, is showing that this stone gallbladder stones probably will end up with the removal of that organ because Mars Ketu are involved. This can be good or bad. But interestingly, in the 30 chart, in that Venkatesha Trimshamsa, we have again Mercury and afflicted by Mars and Ketu related to the 12th house. So again we have this surgery confirmed in the Trimshamsa. And so we can see that we have both the situation, the static situation is confirmed, and also the timing. Saturn and Venus connected to the 12th house. Surgery is confirmed. In this way, we can see how beautifully using the Navamsha and the Trimshamsa, we can say this is about the health now. Because otherwise, if you are going back to the Rashi, the 8 can be inheritance, it could be some debts, loans, right? Especially if Mercury, someone will say, oh, it's about the debts now, it's about loans. It could be also, you need to confirm with other charts for this. And the 12th house, we have now Venus, Antardasha, someone will say, oh, it's about the 12th house, you will go abroad, or you will lose something, right? There will be some losses now. But no, it's about the hospital stay, because we can confirm that with the Navamsha and the Trimshamsa. So we are a little bit step ahead, because we are not only mentioning all these options, we can also choose one or a few among them. So now imagine if we would use the tropical zodiac with these Vedic rules. The degree will be totally different, the lordship will be different, and what is most important, the Vargas, the Navamsha and the Trimshamsa will be totally different. So if you are having some practice with the Vargas and then you have this conviction that they are really reflect the reality in a very reliable way, then you know, yes, the sidereal is the right zodiac. Because with tropical zodiac, you would not have this Navamsha and this Trimshamsa. So either you would be using only Rashi, but then you cannot choose among the options, or you will have some other Vargas, tropical Vargas, but they would not reflect the reality. So as said, in this school, in this parampara, for karma, we are using the Nirjana chakra or the sidereal zodiac. Okay guys, so that's it for today. I hope you find this interesting and informative. As usual, if you liked the video, if you got some value from this last few minutes, then please hit the thumbs up. It really doesn't cost you anything, but it helps the channel. And also subscribe for more videos like this. For one-on-one session, please hit me up with this email below. Join our Discord community. You can find the link below. See you in the next one. If you'd like to see another video, then please consider this one.